Oh shit!
Now you got the iPhone people jumping in, wanting to work for AEW.
Yeah, iPhone is AEW. iPhone is all elite.
Well, that's the way they're pretending it is. Hang on a sec. You know what? I might have an answer here. Hang on. Let me try something.
Okay.
Any better?
Can you hear me any better?
No, but I'm a lot poorer because I just took all my cards out of the back of my phone. I mean, do you need any numbers?
Nope. Hey, there's Aaron.
Hey.
Howdy.
Hey.
Nice to him to join us. This is a show you're gonna like, buddy. your main number one guy is on this show. He's not done.
Scoops is here.
He sure is.
All right, let me see. Make sure I got my very few notes in order.
You said very few notes?
Yeah, I don't have a ton this time.
Well, I was trying to figure out how to watch fucking Impact, but I guess I ain't having.
I think you need rabbit ears. I'm not sure.
Rabbit ears. I guess I'm just gonna watch Restaurant Impossible instead, because it's the same thing. The guy's trying to make something that's gonna work.
Yeah. No one's gonna work. No one's watching, but it's still on the air somehow.
and then somebody like, I don't know, like Don Callis is supposed to come in and miraculously change the whole entire landscape of the thing, but nobody's been watching your stuff for 20 years.
Scott D'Amore is somehow still collecting a paycheck.
Dude, yeah, you're right. It's been 20 years.
Yeah.
What I mean, I have never seen a car just sit outside my door and just spin wheels.
For 20 years.
For 20 years.
Never even had to put any gas in it.
What's that?
It's like I've never even had to put gas in it. It just keeps going.
No, because they're going nowhere. They're going nowhere. What are you doing?
Oh shit! All right. Anything else
my
before
ass
we
got to get up at like, what time is it? Oh yeah, it ain't bad. I have to get up at like 3:30, 3:45 in the morning.
We may not even get an hour out of this, so you'll be all right. This might not take long. It's not that it's bad; it's just that I don't have a lot to talk about.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
Let's get this fired up so we can get Chad off to La La Land. This week on Reliving the Extreme, we are discussing the episode of ECW from June the 14th, 1994. Nate Maxon here with you, along with the stars of the show. Of course, my brother Aaron.
What's up, Hambones?
And ECW's own Senior Chad Austin.
What do you mean? What's up? You can't be stealing the ham bone. Aaron, you can't just be willy-nilly throwing out ham bone gestures. The ham bone thing is the covenant.
Yeah, there's no blanket ham bone.
Well, there is no blanket ham bone. That's why it's the covenant.
But if you are the ham bone, we do send you a blanket. So that's pretty nifty.
I never got a blanket. I know the mail's slow around here. But I never got a ham bone blanket.
You're still waiting on Stephen P. News t-shirt, right?
What's that?
I said I saw on Twitter you're still waiting for Stephen P. News t-shirt to get there.
Yeah, I am. I have a feeling that Stephen P. New don't even exist. I I think he's as fraudulent as his business practice. It's somebody Jim Cornette made up.
It's a gimmick.
Yeah, it's a gimmick. It's just somebody that works for Smoky Mountain.
It's like that guy that comes and fixes his. What's the guy that comes and fixes his tech stuff all the time? I can't remember what.
Featherbottom.
Yeah, Featherbottom or whatever it is. Yeah, he's not real. There's no way.
What? Hotchkiss? But his brother also works there. And don't ask me to tell you what his name was because Jim Cornette just introduced him today.
I haven't listened to the latest drive-through yet, so I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I'm not sure if it was today, but it was in one of the last couple shows. And when I heard he had there's a new Featherbottom, I think it was a mother Featherbottom.
Love it. Well, like I said, this week we're discussing the episode of ECW from June the 14th, 1994. Last week's show went haywire with my internet, so we apologize for a short show last week, but what we did get on was still good stuff, I think. Funny stuff.
Yeah, but you and your little amateur, like, what is it? Like, your little amateur radio thing you got going on. You're going outside. You're pulling up antennas.
It's not ham radio. It's ham bone radio.
Oh, all right. I thought you told me to go get a CB, and then you told me to get a handle, and I thought I already did. I was on Twitter, and you said no, not on the CB. You gotta have a CB handle. What kind of operation are you trying to run over here? I mean,
he's gonna upgrade though. He's gonna start getting those CDs. You get
CDs.
He's gonna start getting those CDs that you put in the computer, and you get 10 hours of free AOL.
Juno.
Yeah, Juno.
I don't know anything about that. I mean, is that what I had to expect?
We'll be doing the show on ICQ. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Well, I got to figure out I don't know what you're talking about. I got to figure this out. Where do I get 10 hours of AOL? Can you get porn?
1995.
It's in a dump bin up by the cash register at Walmart, I think.
Can you get porn in stock quotes? That's all I need.
Well, the show for the 14th of June of 94 opens up with footage of Cactus Jack and Sabu hyping the fact that they are going to be facing each other at When Worlds Collide on June 24th, 94 at the ECW Arena. And it says no hype necessary after they hype it. So there you go. But looking forward to that match and things turning around here. Are we ready to say things are about to get better? Are we ready to say that yet? Or are we apprehensive still?
I mean, I don't know, Aaron, if you want to go first, but I'm completely confident. Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to say it because every time we do it doesn't. So I'm just going to say,
well,
I'm not saying nothing.
Well, sooner or later, we're going to find the Dudley, so it's going to get better.
Aaron's pleading the fifth, but the show starts off with a match between the Bruise Brothers beating up Gino Sendoff and Joel Hartgood. Scoops is on commentary, as we mentioned. Willie Scoops Watts is back.
The great golden voice of African American Bill Watts Jr.
Yeah, I've had enough of this guy. I don't know what's going on.
He's terrible.
In this match, it sounds like he's eating a sandwich while he's calling the match.
What kind of sandwich is he eating, you think?
Ham bone.
Oh, ham sandwich.
He didn't say Gino Sendoff is my hero. He said I'm eating a hero. I got you. There you go.
Who are the job guys again?
It was Dino Sendoff and Joel Hartgood, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, I mean, I like both of them guys, man. I really did. Joe
Mhm.
Hartgood, as I probably said on the show before, just didn't have any idea like what the business was about. You know,
Mhm.
he watched it and was just like, "Oh, I want to do that," and I'm gonna get a bunch of tattoos on my chest and stuff, and get all big, but not be big.
Right? Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I actually wrote down here he looks weird. Like he looks weird to me. He doesn't
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
he's the biggest small guy they got, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna look all jacked and everything," and this company's gonna go do cartwheels through fucking hula hoops for me, and no, they didn't. They put him with Dino Sendoff, who I mean, as I've already probably said on this show before, I have not a whole lot of. I don't know a lot about him.
Mhm.
Like to me, he was somebody who I think worked there. You know,
Like help build the ring and shit. You mean?
Something like that.
Mhm.
Like just get him on the fucking show. I think I saw him putting the sprinkles on the ice cream cones.
He's the only guy they kept from the Wolfman's crew. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you couldn't put the Wolfman out there in concessions.
He wouldn't have any
You
left.
eat up all the profit.
But maybe Dino Sendoff, if you put him in a suit and tie, he can sell a wiener or two.
So Hartgood's name is obviously a play on Joel Goodhart. Do you know what else did he wrestle as a different name elsewhere? Like, I mean, where did they find this guy? On the street?
Dude, honestly, I think I heard this story, but I don't want to hold it to the truth, but I think he was just trained locally.
Mm-hmm.
I think he may have been a rebel guy.
Okay.
Like one of the last guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the last of the rebel guys. And I mean, because we haven't seen Rebel in a while, right?
Now it's been a minute. It's been a few episodes.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think we've seen him since When Worlds Collide, that I recall.
Well, I mean, Aaron probably hasn't seen Rebel since he watched a bunch of his compilation matches about 4 hours ago, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I mean, I think he was one of them guys. And I liked him. I thought he was halfway decent,
Mm-hmm. I mean, he takes a good beating in this match. I guess that's not hard to do when you're in there with the Bruce brothers. But I mean, they looked effective against him, so he did his job. I don't think Sendoff even ever tagged in to the match that I recall.
Well, I mean, we have to do one of them, like how like fucking like Bix does them fucking Exile to fucking shit street shows, whatever.
Oh yeah. The Wild Side shows.
We got to figure out whatever happened to fucking Joel. Fucking my heart don't feel so good. we got to figure out whatever happened to him. I mean, should I reach out or do you guys know anybody that would be able to reach out to find out whatever happened to him?
I don't even know if he's still alive. I mean, I guess I don't know. Maybe I could reach out to John Arezzi and see if he still talks to him. I don't know.
Oh, there's no chance Arezzi even knows who he is.
It's up there. I can find out where he's like from and start calling missions and stuff.
Missions?
Yes, he was in any of those.
Did you say missions or emissions?
Hey,
is that where you work at now?
Like, have you guys seen a little squirrely guy? Got a built kind of decent, bunch of tattoos.
Yeah, but the thing is, like when you walk into a tattoo shop and it's got a tattoo of a butterfly and it's only like, 3 inches by 5 inches. But when you put it on a guy's his chest, it looks like it's a whole entire fucking thing. Like his chest is so small. It's so small but big.
You want me to put this postage stamp on a postage stamp?
Yeah. Well, let's not get into the whole hat on hat incident. I got it in already. There's only one more reference.
There's like one more reference to make, and we've checked all our boxes for the week.
And he knows who he is.
The Bruise Brothers win this with a double boot. And like I said, wrote down here, it's effective squash for them. It didn't last long. It didn't need to. And they are hyping that the Bruise Brothers are going to be facing Shane Douglas and Mr. Hughes at the big show on the 24th. Hostile City Showdown. Anything else on this thing, Aaron?
No, it was just nice to see the Bruise Brothers kicking the shit out of somebody again.
So I love it, dude. I mean, how many weeks have I touted this? Just, I mean, have you did any research as to what happened? What
they go
to Memphis?
Yeah, they go to Memphis, and then they go through Dutch Mantel and Lawler.
Japan?
They wind up in the WWF in '95 because they make their WWF debut at the Royal Rumble in '95. So by January of '95, they're in the WWF as the Blue Brothers.
They were in Smoky Mountain for a little bit too.
Well, was that like all in this time frame?
Yeah.
But didn't they also make a break and stop by in Puerto Rico and work for Dutch?
They could have, because that may be where the connection between them, and because I know Dutch is the one through Lawler that gets them into the WWF. Well, he gets himself into the WWF too by going in as their manager. But so that's a possibility too. They could have went through Puerto Rico and worked with him, and that's how they hooked up with Dutch, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it kind of sounds like after the WWE had considerations for them and was interested in them, that they were like, well, we need to see like more kind of thing. And they just probably gave them a list of contacts and said, hey, call these guys, see how much work you can get. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so we can get some video on you and see what you guys can do. And Dutch always pops in my mind because I know they were big friends with Dutch, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Dutch would always go out of his way to get him on. And fucking Puerto Rico, Jesus Christ, you think they beat the jobbers up here? Like, at least in the States, it was a work.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. They're like, what can we do? You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. This is Puerto Rico.
I mean, exactly. Like they're like, fuck all this nonsense. Like they're literally fighting. I mean, they're fighting for their lives just to get the fuck out of there. And how are you gonna fucking tell them no?
Right.
Like we want to leave. Well, there's no flight. Well, yes. Well, you got to find one.
Find a flight.
And the people in Puerto Rico better start building a plane. Because these goops want to get the fuck off this fucking island. You know what I mean? And they want to do it like yesterday.
Yeah, we build Puddle Jumper by noon tomorrow. Yes.
Puddle Jumper.
Puddle Jumper. It'll get you across the puddle. That's about it. It's all you need, though. Get back into Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've always been a big fan of that gimmick, and like I've always said on the show, I've always touted it that the Bruise Brothers they just weren't in it for the long haul, right?
Yeah. And they
didn't give a fuck.
Right. Yeah, they were, and I'm not saying exactly like, but they are in the kind of the vein of like a Brody. They weren't going to stick around if they weren't getting what they wanted to get out of the situation.
Yeah, but they weren't Brody. Don't even say that. What, they were like Brody King?
All right, fair enough.
like which Brody were they? Because they weren't Bruiser Brody. Like,
I was just I was just making the comparison in that they didn't stick around anywhere too long. They just kind of.
At some point, what does that start to tell you?
It's not me, it's you, kind of a thing.
Yeah, it's you're hard to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
You probably want more money. I mean, granted, they came from Memphis, like twice. They worked for Memphis with no money.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think automatically going into it, they're not expecting any money.
Right.
So what were they thinking? They're gonna go to Philadelphia because Paulie's gonna fly him to Philadelphia. Well, that's your money.
He already spent it before you got there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't even his credit card.
Yeah. I mean, don't yell at me. Yell at whoever this the unknown house is. He's the one that booked the travel.
I was going to say, and don't call the house. You'll just get the quote unquote house guest, right?
Yeah, you'll get fucking fatty in the house.
Speaking of fatty in the house, next on the show is Maddie in the house, and I wrote down Maddie in the house. Jesus Christ,
fucking stupid idiot.
Yeah, I can't wait for this to go away.
Who does a cousin it impersonation on a wrestling show in 1994? Maddie in the house. That's who does.
Dude, let me ask you this: Why didn't ECW? I mean, let me preface it. Oh, good Lord! Preface this by saying, why didn't ECW think about bringing in the Moondogs
to fight the Bruise Brothers?
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, because what I think it is because probably Paulie didn't know like any of the guys personally to bring them in.
And
Cornette did that, didn't he?
Well, Cornette brought him in, but Cornette brought in like the worst version of the Moondogs. But I mean, go back to what is Larry still alive? Latham?
At this point, yeah, he is.
All right. Well, you could have got Latham, who was credible Moondog, and then you could have got Spike, Spot, Splat, Black, Dookie. You could have got Moondog Dookie. I mean, at that point, you could have got anybody you wanted to be. But I mean, but the Moondogs. I mean, just think. I mean, honestly, what do you think the crowd would have done if the lights would have went out and the lights came back on and there was the Moondogs?
Spot and Dookie,
the Moondogs.
Yeah, I mean,
think of what that could have done for Billy Firehawk's career.
Yeah, get him Dookie.
Yeah, I mean, poor Moondog Dookie.
Should be Dookie Spot.
And Spot's just sitting there all like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what's going on.
I'm getting paid, I think.
Because believe me, when I worked for Spot, he didn't know anything about the big city except for when he worked there. And I'm pretty sure he had a handler. Because he didn't know shit from Shinola. But yeah, I love Moondog Dookie.
That's great.
It's like Mark Henry wearing like a raggedy ass outfit
and a blonde wig,
and he's wearing a silver Dookie instead of a gold one. Instead of like a crown, he's wearing like a sad face little necklace. Oh, poor Moondog Dookie.
Yeah, it's the name of the show.
Yeah, I already wrote it down.
Moondog Dookie?
That's it. You got it. I don't think we're beating that one today. Well, Maddie on his little deal here.
I can honestly say that we've had a first on this show. In the history of ever, nobody has ever uttered the words Moondog Dookie.
I'm 49 years old now. I don't think I've ever uttered it before. I mean, as a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever uttered the word, had a conversation with anybody in public where I've uttered the words moondog.
See, that's two firsts. Look at that.
Well, I mean, I'm a big Moondog fan. I thought the Moondogs were great in Memphis. I just thought that you know how they fucked them up by just bringing in Spot, Splat, Black.
Yeah.
Spit,
I mean,
Spot,
you go to the well. You go to the well one too many times, and
you come up with Dookie.
Yeah, pretty much. You come up with
the Moondogs were awesome. Mm-hmm. Like they would just beat these jobbers up. And what was the deal with the church key? Like they would always use the church key to gig the guys, or they said on TV.
Mm-hmm. Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the origins of that are. I don't know where that comes from.
I don't even know where the church key is. But I figured it had to be something that the guys would use to gig the guys.
Mm-hmm.
But the guys still gigged themselves, or you would think they would have, right?
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah, they would gig themselves, and Lance Russell and Dave Brown or whatever are yelling about some church key. Like, what the fuck is a church key? Like, do they have a separate lock than the rest of the world?
I picture like a big skeleton key looking thing.
Is that? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, I mean, if they're just gigging them with a house key, but they're calling it the church key because it opens the church. I don't know.
So they're out there just taking that church key and they're just shaving it down on the sidewalk, like making it a shank in case shit goes down.
You got to be ready. You got to be ready.
Yeah, and he's handing it to Splat, Splot, Split, Splat, Rickety Jackety, Hibbity Hoopla.
Here's your church key, Dookie.
Dude, why is there not a Moondog Hibbity Hoopla?
Are there more Moondogs or more hillbillies?
Oh no, it's Moondogs. Oh, believe me, when I worked out in Memphis, I met so many I met Moondog Chili. I met Moondettes. Like they got girls.
The next match on this show, we're going to Montgomeryville, Pennsylvania.
A church key is a can opener.
Aaron, what?
A church key is a can opener.
Well,
no, we were not.
We were totally off base then. Aaron's apparently looking that up.
Well, why would you looking that up when we were talking about the church key? Now we're moving on, and you're coming up and it was a church key.
I was letting you guys
opener. No, it wasn't.
It's what it looked. I just looked it up. A church key. It's a can opener.
Well, the internet's wrong.
Okay.
A church key has a little circle on the end, and it's a little about an inch of iron, and it has two little things on it. And a can opener is not that. If you go to your kitchen, because I know you don't have a church key, but if you go to your kitchen, you have a can opener. I mean, how else are you going to open your V8?
I'm just telling you what I looked up on multiple areas.
It's wrong, Aaron.
Okay. Guys used them to open their beers back in the 30s.
It's called a can opener.
Well, back in the day, back in the 30s, Ric Flair called it a church key.
I don't think Ric Flair called it a church key. I got to hear this promo. Post it.
Have you ever been to Montgomeryville, Pennsylvania, Chad?
Yeah. I'm sure I got matches to come up.
at the farmer's market here. We're going. It's Sandman versus Tommy Cairo.
Falls Count Anywhere at the farmer's market match.
Yes. Falls Count Anywhere at the farmer's market match with Women and Peaches banned from ringside, meaning Women and Peaches just weren't going to make this shot, is what that actually means.
Oh, good Lord. I don't even know what to say. This place was in the middle of fucking nowhere. It was just a big building, and I mean, did it look like it drew? Because I never thought that it drew that well, except for the day of the OJ taping, the OJ shit.
I mean, it didn't look like there were a ton of people in there, but the people that were there were into what they were watching. But they probably also, had never seen wrestling like that before because it's ECW and it's something that they're just getting exposed to. But
well, I think they were also just there had to be more than a smidgen of ECW like arena fans there because it wasn't that far. It was about 25 miles.
Okay, so it's a suburb of Philly, then. I
mean, the way that I had to drive there, because I had to drive off of 95 and go west, not into the city, but go west. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how close it was, but there was ECW fans there, but it was just a weird place. Like when you walk in, it's like. This is like an everyday like flea market.
Well, that's what I was going to say when they're wrestling and, doing the no holds barred thing. There's just, they're just walking up some steps. There's like a handicap ramp they fight on.
They brought that in to get the variety kids in there.
Oh, come on. No.
Sandman built it for him.
Sandman's way past the variety kids. They've been stranded in his van for weeks now. Like somebody better call social services and check on them handicapped kids that are in Sandman's van. Because he forgot about them weeks ago.
He's moved on to Tommy Cairo's debts. Yeah.
Well, I looked it up too in the Zern's Farmers Market. It's not there. Well, it's the building, the structure is there, but it's not a thing anymore. It got shut down in 2018. They said
it took them that long?
Said it became dilapidated and
it looked dilapidated in 94.
Well, it got worse, and then they said it just started falling apart, and pipes were busting.
It was worse than dilapidated.
Yeah, it's basically started to crumble.
Pipes were bursting.
People had fond memories of it. They were like, I remember this place when I was a kid. You could get whatever you want. One guy said you could get whatever you want, and if they didn't have it, somebody'd make it for you. Whatever that.
Well, I don't. That's kind of a double-edged sword there.
I used to come here in the 30s and get my church keys.
Yeah, hello, everybody. If I can't guess your weight,
you can punch me in the stomach.
Yeah.
While you're watching Tommy Dreamer and Tommy Cairo, you can also come over and guess how many jelly beans are in the jar.
Oh, by the way, we're getting real quick because we had to skip last week, and I wrote this down, and I wanted to mention it. They recapped Mikey beating Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Okay. During the match, Mr. Hughes actually slams Mikey Whipwreck and stands up and goes, "I'm gonna be the Intercontinental Champion."
Of ECW?
Yeah, of ECW. Fucker forgot where he was at.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Are you shocked?
No, I just thought it was so fucking funny that he stood up, all the confidence in the world, and yelled to people, "I'm gonna be the Intercontinental Champion."
I thought he was gonna be the Western States Heritage Champion.
And I'm coming for you, Undertaker.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was coming for the Underwear Taker. I don't know. I mean, Mr. Hughes, I never had a problem with him. I've always liked him. We never had a problem. Like we talked, we worked, everything else, and I just don't know what the fuck happened to this guy.
Booger sugar, maybe.
I mean, I don't know if you can smoke that shit. I just still want to know why the Moondogs weren't brought in. I mean,
they would have
seriously,
been great in this farmers market setting.
really?
Brawling up the stairs, back down the stairs, up the handicap ramp.
Well, here's the way I would have booked this. The Moondogs would have had a fucking stand set up. Like they were selling like beef jerky or something. I don't know. Like give them something to sell. And then the Harris brothers and the other fucking ham bones brawled or whatever and bumped into them. And then the Moondogs were like, what? Because of course they're not wearing shirts, right?
Of course not.
They got the Moondog. They got the Moondog pants on. And these guys, like, it's got to affect their business when they're sitting there on a table and they're trying to sell, like, I don't know what they're trying to sell, like life insurance.
Melons.
Melons?
Yeah.
They're trying to sell melons. And then the black,
melons.
and then the Blue Denim Bruise brothers come brawling along and they throw fucking
Uh-oh.
Again.
It's not my internet this time.
I know. Man.
Chad Boo.
It either froze or he's asleep.
Oh no, he froze.
there.
Okay. Can you hear me, Chad?
Yeah, but is that
Okay.
a good thing or
You were you completely froze up on us, so we just stopped.
Hey, I'm laying in bed with my cat. Come on. Don't blame it on my service.
It ain't my fault this week, goddammit.
Yeah, my cat has nothing to do with this.
What about this match? I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun brawl, and it was they used the building good. I thought
They did, and they you can tell the match was selectively edited, and that probably wasn't a bad idea. You know, they showed us the good stuff.
This is Sandman Cairo, right?
Yeah. They use a table like it's a chair in this match. That was kind of crazy.
Did you guys notice one thing about that match? Like how it was shot?
It almost was like a studio wrestling shoot.
No, it was shot with a hard camera. Just that one hard camera. Because Paul wasn't paying, or I don't even want to say it was Paul, or somebody wasn't paying to bring a handheld.
Right.
So yeah, everything from Montgomeryville was shot from a hard camera. And but I thought it was fine. I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, I don't know. I just feel bad for Cairo.
This was. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Chad, but this was better than their When Worlds Collide match, actually.
Yeah, probably. I could agree with that.
It's funny when you were talking about them using that table as a chair, which was nasty. Like they were just beating the shit out of each other with it. And they were by that door that was open, obviously, because it's probably fucking hot as hell in there. Could you imagine just being a guy like walking to the Circle K to get a pack of Newports, and you walk by that door and here's this guy just beating the shit out of this other guy in the head with a table?
Like, that would really suck considering I don't even smoke Newports. So if I gotta walk all the way to buy Newports and then gotta deal with that shit.
Yeah, I got Jesus Christ. I just want to get back to the house and watch All in the Family. Fuck.
Like I almost want to change the phrase. I walk through fire and brimstone. It's like I walk through Sandman and New Jack. Like that should be the phrase now. You know, I've done it all. I walked through Sandman and New Jack. Leave me the fuck alone.
leave me in peace.
Yeah. I beat cancer. I beat everything else, but I want nothing to do with these fucking clowns.
Well, Tommy Cairo goes over in this match, and afterwards, there's, of course, an attack with the cane by Sandman on Cairo. And Aaron, anything else on this matchup before we move along?
Just that Willie Scoops hates smoking, like more than anybody else I've ever heard in my life. Like at the beginning of the match, he goes, if Sandman would just quit smoking, maybe his wife would come back to him. Be like, oh, that's the reason that she left him?
Yeah, that's it.
not the fact that he smacked her around and pimped her out.
Like thinking out, Sandman's stupid. He's kind of like one of the worst pimps ever. Wait a second. What's going on here? Somebody's stealing my parking spot. Oh, go ahead.
Sandman is, you're right, Aaron. He's I don't know. Scoops hates cigarette. And then at the end, he's lighting that cigarette. This is one of the most disgusting things in the history of wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like you've watched 7 minutes of wrestling, Scoops, apparently. 7 minutes of wrestling.
And that's the worst thing he's ever seen?
Yeah, apparently. This guy's a fucking idiot.
So he's never seen that Jeff Farmer stuff? That. What was it called? 5-star wrestling?
Oof. Motley Cruz.
Turn the tables on me for the last time, Motley Cruz.
You know a promo from that?
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, how the fuck? I mean, I found that shit by accident. And
one of my favorite things is CM Punk reciting the exact promo.
Yes, that is funny. It's funny.
CM Punk does the whole thing verbatim, and it's fantastic.
Oh, he
even goes, "Yep," at the beginning of it. Yep.
Oh, I got to hear this.
I'll find it and send it to you. It's great.
But what about is that? I mean, there was Jeff Farmer, there was Motley Cruz. That's about it, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
It was the Raven Dreamer feud of that promotion.
according to Scoops, Sandman lighting a cigarette in the ring is even worse than that. It's just the worst thing in the history of professional wrestling.
Well, I disagree. I thought that was like what, Sandman lighting a cigarette?
Yeah. Scoops is an idiot though.
Well, I thought that was like that was so avant-garde,
Yeah.
It was so what you didn't expect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not gonna see the shit. It's much like me, You're not gonna. Well, Sandman drinks beer in the ring, but I drink beer before I go to the ring. So I got to figure out something else, get my spot. But that's a great spot for a guy like him.
Mm-hmm. And then we get a Sandman woman promo, and Sandman's calling in his debt. It's time to call in his debt. It's time to call in my debt, Tommy Dreamer. Or Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Cairo. Sorry, wrong Tommy. And they're going to be having their match at the Hostile City. I keep saying Hostile Shitty Showdown. Hostile City Showdown on the 24th of June. The cane and a pole match coming up between the Sandman and Tommy Cairo. And then we have a Too Cold Scorpio promo. And of course, like most Too Cold Scorpio promos, you don't actually know. I love Too Cold, man, but his promos are just all over the place. Over the place.
Well, this was the most. If you're going to show one of Too Cold Scorpio's promos in school for educational reasons, this was probably the one. Because he pronunciated the words the best he's ever done. Like, I actually kind of knew what he was doing.
Mhm.
it wasn't the fact that he didn't have any idea on the inflection,
Yeah.
but he said the words right.
He said one of the things he said was he's in the ECW where the fans are talking about ooh I like that. That popped me. I was like, the fans are talking about ooh I like that.
It gets a pass with me though because he said he called the Public Enemy the Public Enema.
Well, that was him trying to be funny, probably. But yeah, I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, anytime you bag on the fucking Public Enemy, you get a pass. So good for him.
Yeah, I thought it was probably one of the best jobs he's done at that time. Because doesn't he get better? He gets better, right?
No, not as a promo. No, I mean, like I said, I said it last week on the show. I love Too Cold in the Ring. He's one of my favorites in the ring to watch, but not a fan of his promos. And it is what it is. Whatever.
Could you imagine if him and JT would have won the belts?
Oh my!
The tag team promo.
Or even if they would have battled for a belt.
Well, he does mention here that he's looking for a tag team partner.
That
had legs. It had legs.
I mean, like if just say what Scorpio. Remember when Scorpio was TV champion, right?
Yeah.
What if JT challenged them for the TB championship?
And they had to have back and forth promos.
I'm telling you, I'm going to take that TB championship title, from you. And then you got like the whole entire audience just hitting their closed captioning. What the fuck? He's going to take his tuberculosis championship?
Didn't he get a shot for that?
Yeah. Oh, do I get a shot for the tuberculosis?
You get a shot at the tuberculosis.
like I'll be standing out there looking all dumb. What? I'm just trying to further my career, not put my health in risk.
Somebody clean this mat up.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad enough we have COVID. I ain't got to deal with whatever your, turnbuckleosis.
The gist of this promo gets to, of course, the expression, here you go, it's 1994, whoop, there it is. And I'm assuming that the video that they play after this, featuring a bunch of the ECW stars, was originally set to whoop, there it is. But on the Peacock Network, it is set to porn music. So
I thought it was like a track from the N64 No Mercy wrestling game.
Shut up. I'm not even selling for that. I actually I want to scoop out the kitty litter box during this. Because I was like, oh, good Lord. They're just going to show me what Mike Awesome beating up JT Smith again. I don't have time.
To terrible fucking music, yeah. Speaking of JT, we then get a promo, or not a promo, a new promo from him. His thing from 2 weeks ago where he's not going to take it anymore.
Of course he's not. Of course.
And it leads into a match. JT Smith versus Hack Myers here. A fairly basic match. The crowd seemed to dig it. But any thoughts here, gents, on this match? I don't really have any notes on it, to be honest with you.
I just don't know what if you go to the barbershop, like, and you want to hack Myers, like, what do you call it? I just imagine him going to the barber and describing what he wants, and the guy being like, "Are you sure about that? Like, do you really want me to do this?" And then being done, and then being like, "I don't feel like I can charge you. Like, you just have this for free."
He's probably going to ask for him to call his parents to make sure this is okay. Are you cool with this? And they're like, well, he's 25. And they go, well, you don't understand what he wants. Sure, whatever he wants. Like, his parents are like, oh, all right. Because can you imagine what kind of hairstyle Hack Meyer's parents have?
He was just like, I want a top pony and big bushy sideburns.
And I want to be overweight. I want you to look at the hair on my back. You ain't gonna do nothing about that. I mean, what if Hack Myers got into a hair versus hair match with Dutch Mantel, and then the loser had to shave their back?
God damn.
they could be there for weeks.
Yeah.
Like the people in San Juan, Puerto Rico, could have left and came back. Like for
that's
the
like
next week.
That's like a Legends of Hambone run. Just hours and hours
of shaving Hack Myers back.
Well, what if they had to shave everything?
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not going that far.
Hack Myers versus Dutch Mantel in a complete body shaving match.
It'll be a hair versus nair match. Where the loser's got to just sit in the big tub full
in San Juan. Yeah, in San Juan.
Fuck that.
Imagine that. Yeah, I was gonna say, imagine the hygiene. Imagine the risk they're taking.
You can have a full body versus full body hair versus full body hair match between Dutch and Hack Myers, and then have another match where the loser of the match has to shave whoever lost the Hack Myers Dutch Mantel match.
What?
This has become some convoluted booking here.
Yeah, I mean, all right, come on, Jim. I mean, you book better than this. How about this? You have two hairy motherfuckers, and then the loser has to fucking shave their body to look like a baby seal. That's probably the fucking match, right? Aaron, I don't know what match you were going for. You got to shave your arms and legs. What? I don't know. Like, what do you want? You want to start with the legs?
I'm not in the loser has to shave the loser of the body hair versus body hair match. So me.
No, I mean, is that how you start? Is that how you start the program? Like, I've noticed that you got some hair on them legs, man, boy. And you're like, how you gonna look if you ain't got no hair on them legs? And then you have a loser shaves the hair on his legs match. And
look how spindly you look with your hairless legs.
and then he loses. And then the guy goes, look at them arms, boy. You got the hair. You got that.
This is like a 6-month program. Just
yeah. and then at one point, Robert Ford yells out, "Look at them pits!" And this guy shave his armpits. Yeah, that's a program right there, like you said.
3 months. Yeah, I was gonna say 3 months in, this guy's a goofy looking motherfucker. What? Big bushy beard, but no other hair on the rest of his body. It's weird.
That's a fucked up looking left eyebrow you got there, son. And then he loses the left eyebrow. And then, man, that right eyebrow ain't looking any better. This poor guy's looking like a seal.
You wouldn't get paid enough by Paulie to do this program.
Who, me?
No, anybody. Go around looking that fucking goofy all the time.
To keep shaving your leg pits?
Walking around with one eyebrow, half your head shaved, half a beard.
Your ankles? The bottoms of your feet are shaved?
The tops of your feet?
Yeah, I mean, just everything. Your kneecaps? Like, I didn't even know I had hair on my kneecaps.
Until Robert Fuller told me he was going to shave it.
That's right, son.
Well, long story short, JT wins this match.
How do we get on the Robert Fuller?
You did that.
All right, that's fine.
Did you
And
notice? Did you notice?
Bill-
Did you
go
notice
ahead.
when JT went to do when they went into like their closing spot or whatever? They flashed to fans in the front
Yeah,
row.
yeah, and they were
totally fucked up what they were supposed to do.
I wrote down
The fans that were in that building.
no,
You
yeah,
said the fans are completely fucked up.
No, they like JT goes to do the finish on Hack Myers, and they cut to this like crowd pan of like.
I got you.
And all the kids are like, yeah, but they're not even kids that are in the actual front row of the show. So they just used like fans from some other thing and spliced it in there. So there's no way that JT and Hack didn't fuck up what they were supposed to do in this finish, and that was just the way of getting it out of there.
Well, I mean, just look at what you just said. I mean, you go figure that out. It was JT and Hack. So what do you think happened?
They fell.
Yeah, they fucked it up. And Paulie always has, on hand some Cabrini College footage.
and with all the credibility he has in the world, when they show that, Scoop says the fans are going crazy for JT Smith.
I'm sorry, man. I love JT to death, but I just don't get it. Like, tell me what is it that Paul saw in him?
I don't. Well, like I've said before too on the show, later on in his career, when he's with the FBI and he's doing the goofy thing, he's perfect in that role. He's so fun. Like, he's fun to, like you said, I got nothing against him. He's fun to watch in that role, but in this role, he's totally a fish out of water. Like, it just doesn't work.
Agreed. I totally agree, man. I mean, what do you think? Paulie like pulled him aside at some point? I don't know.
And Paulie must have liked him. Paulie must have liked him because he's one of the guys that stays as a holdover from when, from the Eddie Gilbert days and et cetera, so he keeps him around. I know he leaves for a while here soon, but he comes back, and I mean, he's with ECW for quite some time. So Paulie obviously saw some talent in the guy, but this ain't it.
He leaves for a while because he moved.
Oh, okay.
Like, as soon as you don't see him anymore on TV, that's when he moved. Like, he moved to Virginia. And it wasn't until the FBI that he came back. And I always miss JT because, we're job guys.
Mm-hmm.
And the job guys always stuck together, like in the locker room. You know what I mean?
Aaron, anything else on the JT deal here?
Nope.
All right.
Moving
on. Moving on.
I ain't got nothing to say about this fucking jabron guy.
We get a promo from Paul E here talking about Hostile City Showdown and how WCW his spin is WCW doesn't want Cactus Jack to wrestle Sabu because they are afraid that Cactus Jack is going to put Sabu is going to put Cactus Jack out of wrestling. He's a WCW Tag Team Champion. Paulie's effective here in hyping the match.
Has anybody ever put anybody out of wrestling? I've been hearing it since the early 80s, late 70s. I'm going to put this guy out of wrestling.
You're talking about a storyline, right?
Well, whatever.
Let's say
Goldberg and D'Lo Brown are probably. I mean, those weren't storylines.
Well, I mean, but you know what I mean. Like when you say I'm gonna put you out of wrestling. Like, really? Like you beat me, and 2 weeks later I'm coming back going, I want my revenge.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I put you out of wrestling. Why doesn't somebody? Why isn't there? It's Always Sunny in Phil wrestling show. or you just take all the bad things about wrestling and make it It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia like episode. Like I'm gonna run you out of town, and then next thing you know, the guy's driving him out of town, or or whatever.
Nobody's ever went back to a guy that collected a bounty and been like, I want my fucking bounty back because that dude came back in 3 weeks.
Yeah. What do you mean? Austin Idol still works. He's 70. Like, you don't have YouTube? He's on NWA. I gave you $20,000 35 years ago to run this guy out of the territory, but he's still here. Yeah, like that should be a whole entire. That should be a whole entire group, like a faction.
Harley Race is like, Bob Orton, I want my $25,000 back.
Yeah, if it wasn't for you, Ric Flair would have never won 23 world championships. Yeah, he wants his money back.
Damn money.
Just think. I mean, literally, there should be like a wrestler's court show where they can all go back and claim their bounty money. Like I offered you, and Abdullah he would just live there. Like Abdullah would have his little stupid his cabbie hat on, just sitting there, and he'd be like, I don't know,
with his stogie, yeah,
and he'd be like, I don't know, like I thought you were gonna fucking put Bruce Brody out of the business, and he probably would have said, well, what day? Because I'm working tomorrow. Do you want him out of the business tomorrow?
Judge Jeff Jones presiding over this.
Oh, I'm not even going there. No.
Well, now we're on our way back to Montgomeryville here as Too Cold Scorpio faces Sabu for the first time ever. And this was good.
Yeah, I loved it.
Obviously.
Loved it.
It's fun to watch the chaos of Sabu, and then the I don't even know the word I'm looking for. It's not chaos from Too Cold, but the more contained chaos from Too Cold, I guess. But two high risk kind of wrestlers doing their thing in front of this small crowd, but still putting on a great show.
I think the chaos you wanted to say about Scorpio is that how he was like you know how Sabu is with his offense, where he's kind of like he's kind of fast,
right?
You know he don't give you a time to sell kind of thing. He jumps from one spot to the next, and I loved how Scorpio was the same way. Like it wasn't like he was like, it wasn't like a WCW or, you know what I mean, thing. Or when he got Sabu in a position, he jumped right all over it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like the way that the matches worked, and tell me if you think I missed or if I misjudged it or whatever. But the way the match was worked, I think what Too Cold did best was he almost worked in a way where he was reacting to the chaos of Sabu. So in his character's mind, the reason he tried to put Sabu away so many times is because he was just trying to get this guy beat so he could get out of there. If that makes sense.
Well, yeah,
because he tries multiple pin attempts, like quick pin attempts, where it didn't even feel like he would have had the man beat, but it's like he's just like, I'm trying to beat this fucking guy so I can get the fuck out of here.
But he couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I mean, I thought it was. I always thought Sabu against Scorp was always a good matchup, and they could have did what, I don't know, 4 months of that. You think?
Yeah.
3 months at least. Just of if they wouldn't have had such a good match there that nobody saw,
right,
and saved it for the arena, the first match. And the first match would have been, if I would have booked it, Scorpio would have been, damn, I didn't this guy was that good. You know, and
Mhm.
now maybe even have Sabu even if it wasn't going to be a time limit, have Sabu score a quick pin on him, and have Scorpio because Scorpio, let's be honest, is a bigger star, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about it at this time in '94, he's been on national TV. So yeah, I mean, he's the bigger of the two stars, probably to your average casual fan.
So he could have easily have taken a loss and been like, you know, you know where I'm going, right?
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And like, damn, I didn't know this guy was that good. And have him come back, they redo it again. Then they either have a 20-minute time limit, double DQ. You could have easily gotten, I don't know, what do you think, Nate? 3, 4 matches out of that?
Yeah, you could get 3 or 4. Yeah, easy. And you could go back to it later too.
Oh, of course, especially when he started getting it all into the tag team shit.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been like, I mean, I'm not even going to book now because we don't have enough time for all that. But yeah, you're right. When they started getting into the tag team shit and Sandman gets involved and Chad Austin don't get involved.
Aaron?
I agree with what you guys are saying, and I think Too Cold coming in kind of got overshadowed a little bit because he was coming in at the same time Cactus was coming in. So
Yeah.
all the hype went from the Too Cold being there to here we get Cactus. I had to turn my TV down as low as I could without it being on mute because I could not. This was it for me. I could not listen to that fucking Scoop Watts call this fucking match anymore. Like that dude. Oh my god!
You got a problem with this guy?
It's the fucking worst. Like bring back Jay Sully if you don't have Joey, put Jay Sully on there.
No, I think you got a problem with Scoop Watts. Have you secretly went behind our back and like stalked him?
No, I hope he
does. He have a Twitter? Is he Twitter?
No.
There's no chance he's got a verified Twitter.
He tried, and then Twitter was like, "No, Willie Scoop Watts, you can't have a Twitter."
He can't have a Twitter?
Yeah, him and Donald Trump, they're banned.
The only 2 people?
Yeah, have a Twitter for Donald Trump and Willie Scoop Watts.
Well, Willie Scoop Watts, I'm gonna go to Wits End to find out some more information on Willie Scoop Watts. Who do you think I should contact?
Joel Hartgood.
That's what I'm going to do.
What about his brother Joel Watts?
Bill Watts? Is Bill Watts even still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe I should call him. First off, I'm going to email Jim Cornette, and I'm going to ask him, can you give me the old Cowboys number?
And be like,
and he's going to give me like Bob Ellis's number.
You're going to call...
I got to find out if Joe Hartgood's still alive.
You're going to call Bill Watts. He's going to go on a 20-minute tirade about Vladimir Putin and the Russians. Geopolitical.
And then he's going to try to...
like,
and then he's going to try to sell me some fucking some shit for my health. What is that all about? Have you seen that shit?
Amway?
No, I would say it's kind of like Amway, but Bill Watts is like, go on YouTube, it's on there. Like,
never seen it.
He's literally it's called, I think it's called The Truth. And it's something I don't know. I watched it for a little while, but I was afraid that I would get too brainwashed if I watched too much of it. So I kind of limited myself to it. But yeah, he's got some. Dude, you got to see it because I forget the way he describes it, but he doesn't say like what it is. He calls it something different, and I'm just like, well, no, if you haven't seen it, then It's from like 1998, I think it is. From the Bill Watts shoot.
I've never seen it. I'd have to look it up.
It's some product that he's doing, and he will never say what it is. He keeps calling it like the product, or he doesn't say like what it does, but it's weird. Bill Watts is a goofy dude.
He is kind of, yeah, you're right. All right, so to wrap up this, go ahead, Chad. Sorry.
Anybody who thought Tony Atlas was great to push in 1992 or 93, and clearly don't have his fucking mind right. I'm gonna push Tony Atlas. So, Mamby, I mean, we're gonna have this arm wrestling tournament. That's the only reason why he brought him in, which is to have an arm wrestling tournament.
Arm wrestling tournament, yeah, with Vinny Vegas. To close up this match, we have 911.
He said,
choking out Too Cold Scorpio. And then Sabu gets the win after a moonsault through the table on the outside.
Did you see 911 jump the guardrail, though?
No, I didn't.
I did.
Yeah, only impressive athletic thing that guy ever did in his entire career.
Dude, I was screaming, hamstring. There you go. Hamstring. I was waiting for him to come down lame.
But these people in this fruit market or whatever it is, they got their money's worth.
The farmer's market.
Yeah, whatever. They sell fucking
it's a
fruit
flea
at the
market.
market.
You're both wrong. It's not a fruit. What?
They call it a farmer's market.
And it's a flea market.
It's called Zern's Farmer's Market. I looked it up.
It's dilapidated, remember?
It's dilapidated?
Because in the background, it says stop and get delicious Zern's Farmer's Pizza.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does. Zern's Farmer's Pizza.
There's no Zern's Farmer's Pizza.
I've never seen a pizza farm.
I've never seen a Zern. I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I buy a pizza from a Zern? The fuck. Especially in Montgomeryville at a farmer's flea market.
Well, these people at this farmer's flea market swap meat with fruit got their money's worth. Got their money's worth with a Sabu Too Cold match and a fantastic finish. This was A+. I love this match. And we end the show with a promo. I thought this was going to be the one where he spit on the belt, but it wasn't. A promo from Mick Foley.
After he loses.
From Cactus Jack with the WCW Tag Team Championship, talking about his upcoming match with Sabu at the big show coming up on the 24th. Of course, it's Mick Foley. Of course, it's good. If you guys have anything else to add to that.
Well, how do I explain this? Did you see that promo coming? Or did you think it was the end of the show? Like when that promo came up, I thought before that it was the end of the show.
I did too. I didn't know there was a Cactus Jack promo at the end. I thought Sabu and Too Cold was going to be the end. I was ready to hit stop.
Yeah. How could it not be, right?
Mm-hmm.
You would think that's where you want to go off the air. And then you come back with a hot-ass Cactus promo where I'm assuming it was a hot Cactus promo, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought it was good.
And Aaron?
Aaron didn't see it. No.
I saw it.
You got to pay your bill.
It was a Cactus Jack promo. It's never going to be bad. I mean, it's kind of like Paulie. What do you really say about the promo there? And it was really good, and he stated his purpose, and he's going to go in there and kind of show everybody up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well, we're glad you joined us tonight, Aaron,
I'm glad I did too.
for that insight on that Cactus promo. Yeah. What are you gonna say?
Overall, guys, overall, I have to say this was probably one of the better episodes of ECW that we've watched since we started watching this show. And I thought it was decent. I didn't at no point other than Scoops and Maddie, at no point did this show turn me away or was I not interested. So
Yeah, I think I'm done giving it the fucking what do I always give it, like the nothing rating or whatever.
yeah.
I think I'm done doing that, and I'm gonna start like actually grading them.
Now that we've come to something of substance, yeah.
I think I'm gonna grade this one as better luck next time. Like it was good,
Mhm.
but better luck next time because it's only gonna get better, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So that's not a sucky thing.
No, that's the nicest thing you've said about one of these shows so far.
Yeah, better luck next time.
Aaron?
I enjoyed it.
Aaron's drunk.
Not yet. If I had to give it a rating or whatever, I'd say it's probably I'd give this show a C.
Oof. You don't watch enough wrestling.
I'm just saying for the content that they've been providing.
Oh, we're not
This is
talking
the
about
C.
that.
It's definitely an upgrade.
All right. The great Nate.
What's that?
The great Nate. What do you give it?
I'd say I'm about with Aaron. I thought it was C. It was average, and it was such an upgrade from. I mean, anything I guess I don't want to say an upgrade from everything we've seen. I mean, we've seen some good stuff like Shane Douglas and Terry Funk and et cetera, but it just feels like this is the this is the time we're going to start seeing real change, and the booking get more consistent and more exciting. And I mean, like we've said before, in any wrestling show, you can pick out shit crap on any wrestling show from any hour of wrestling, but it's going to get more consistent and much better. And you can tell, you can just tell the feelings starting to change, the aura's starting to change. And you got Sabu and Too Cold. I mean, hell.
I think honestly, I wouldn't do it. But Nate, you're like the guy that goes back and looks at all the shit. Look at all the B shows, house shows, spot shows that Paul booked Scorpio and Sabu. Like he knew that was the match.
Mm-hmm.
That was your house show match. And
you're never going to be disappointed. You're always going to send the crowd home happy.
Well, the crowd knew who both guys were.
Yeah.
It wasn't like how Montgomeryville became, where you could send me out there against Sabu, where part of the crowd knew who I was. Most of the crowd, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the crowd didn't, and Sabu killed me. Or even though I didn't even work him there, but you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you could book Too Cold, and I'm sure Too Cold got Scorpio I got Sabu a ton of bookings.
Right.
On the independents because of that stuff. You can sell that match to, all them sloppy ass promoters on the East Coast that don't know what the hell they're doing. They're just
come sit through a bunch of horse shit so you can watch Sabu wrestle Too Cold Scorpio.
We got Archie Mitchell in the opening in the Battle Royal, but at the main event we got Scorpio and Sabu.
All right, guys. Any parting words for our listeners as we sign off this week?
All right, don't forget to follow Archie Mitchell on Twitter.
At Black Archie Mitchell.
He's black?
No, remember last week, Aaron said, I'm picturing Black Archie Mitchell. Oh, sorry. At Pork Chop Mitchell. Follow Archie. And also don't forget to...
I thought it was the Junkyard Mitch.
And don't forget to follow Chad on Twitter as well at Chad Austin Demera and Chad's Video Vault. Aaron?
Just thanks for listening, and where are we like number 90 at all the time? Like fucking Norway.
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 Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Norway.
Cheers, mates.
Look,
like that.
Norway's always been good to me on all my podcasts that I've ever done. I can't. Maybe I should go there.
Yep, you should get a T-shirt made. I'm big in Norway.
You know, because every podcast I have ever done, and I've never done it, like tracked any of our, my things. But everybody's always like, "Yeah, we're big in Norway." But don't they have like the big blonde Swedish girl, like blonde girls there? Like,
yeah, and guys, it's just it's
it's
like Hitler's utopia. It's like Hitler's utopia.
Well, me and you, Aaron, me and you, Nate, can go for different reasons. I'm going for the big blonde girls, and you're the one that said, "And guys,
hey, where's Sven at?"
Yeah, like what are you trying to run an independent show there? What do you want, Matt Cardona to show up in Norway?
Oh, Jesus. We're going to sign off now, everybody.
And I want to thank you. Over at
Send over. Shut up. We're going to sign off now. And thank you for joining us.
Red Rover.
Danhausen.
Over.
On Reliving the Extreme. Have a great week, everybody.
Danhausen.